Trying to get their minds off their predicament, they each took a crayon and began to work on the puzzles while the moms got the babies settled in their high chairs, threading legs through the holes and doing up seat buckles. Sue's binky dropped from her mouth and she immediately began to squall. Luckily Amanda found it and cleaned it off quickly, reinserting it in the crying girl's mouth. Her tears were gone as quickly as they began. Returning his attention to the puzzle, Brian found the maze he was working on trickier than expected. For one thing, it was very tough to manipulate the crayon. He couldn't grasp it correctly for some reason. He'd used pens and pencils for years, but the manner in which you were supposed to hold one escaped him. Sending the crayon where he wanted to was equally difficult. He kept crossing the lines. Even worse though, he couldn't seem to think ahead. He kept hitting dead ends in what should have been a simple maze. The whole thing was frustrating and worrying. Brian finally abandoned the maze and threw his crayon away, looking over at his friend's papers to see they too were having trouble. Rachel was having a hard time just connecting the dots on her mat, while Megan's usual drawings were now nothing but scribbles. It was quite a relief when the food finally came, though Rachel was particularly upset their mothers had simply ordered for them without even asking for their preferences. She didn't want plain old spaghetti, but no one would give her a menu, and even if they had, she knew she wouldn't have been able to read it anyway.